Bill, I just have some questions regarding the fund so investors know what to expect and what to be thinking about. So just quick questions. An investor coming into Self-Storage Fund 3 today, which is available now, what can they expect in terms of a hold time? How long is the money going to be invested?
Sly, our goal continues to be the same, that we would anticipate it being 4 years from here. The nature of interest rates and the market right now are not slowing us down in terms of finding distressed developer assets that we think are very compelling, and then our ability to access capital and do such is not impacting our business model whatsoever. So we're going to stick to our raise quick, sell quick, and continue to be in a position where we're going to try to recycle through these funds, I would say 4 years from today.
Yeah, perfect. And that's certainly on the shorter end of what we see for development funds. Now, any distributions that the investor can expect?
So, we do not pay a dividend necessarily, all right? But I think there's, without a doubt, a sense in my mind that Leitbox has liquidity elements to it that need to be recognized. So if you think about on the last couple of funds, in the first 12 to 18 months, we returned almost 30% of the investor's equity through sales. And then kind of 2.5, 3 years in, we return almost 70%. So it's not as if you're going to put $1 in Leitbox and then 4 years later, you're going to wake up and try to determine how it's done, right? We intend to return capital as we go. Once again, we take the risk as to whether or not your client will stick with us. We have a 5% loyalty discount if you keep rolling with us. But our idea there, Sly, is a couple things, right? It keeps us on the treadmill. We have to perform. We have to exit. We have to put ourselves in a position where we're creating gains. The other thing, Sly, that's important about being a small niche fund is we can't live off asset management fees. There's such a misalignment, I believe, with clients in the space that are investing in a very, very large fund where management gets misaligned with the client. Right now, with Leitbox being such a small player, we're not in a position where we can settle, if you will. We've got to continue to perform in order to be able to create the gains we need to pay for our platform. So that's the plan. And I wanted to share something on the screen right now just to give you a sense of kind of some recent activity. We just opened this asset in Lake Mary, Orlando. It's a recent opening for Leitbox 2, our fund that we're just wrapping up right now. It was $500,000 under budget and is representative, if you will, or demonstrative kind of the Class A asset that we build. What I haven't had a chance to mention today is that, Bill, who are you selling to? This Leitbox prototype is great, but is it structured and built in a manner that the institutional folks want it? And the short answer is yes. KKR is bought from us. CubeSmart, Quadrille is a Canadian pension fund. Prime Storage is a $2.5 billion company. So the billion dollar top 10 players have all bought from us and bought the Leitbox prototype. The second part, Sly, about what's the opportunity out there for investing now in Leitbox 3? Well, we're not going to rest for the weary, right? We've got an investment opportunity that we're closing here in the next 30 days or so. It's located in Berlin, Maryland. This is an asset that sets up kind of exactly like we like, undermanaged. They're not selling tenant insurance. They don't have search engine optimization and revenue management systems, all the technology that we bring aboard. It's located in a city called Berlin, Maryland, has disproportionately large rates, if you will. And it's a feeder, if you will, into Rehoboth Beach and Ocean City, Maryland. And so we love our market positioning there. The other part, though, that we haven't closed yet is that Protective Life, though, at least has given us the initial green light on doing this underneath their initial structure. So what I like about it, Sly, if you remember those IRRs we showed early in the program here, the first deal seems like it's going to be a Protective Life capitalized deal. So that equity that we've got to play with will hopefully be coming in an environment that looks like it's going to have a greater return opportunity by virtue of aligning with an institutional partner.
Yeah, so it's exciting to see that you have the first planned asset for Fund 3. So I guess I'm curious to know, when investment money comes in, are you looking for a site at that point? Are you putting it through the site finder? You mentioned that there's going to be 12 to 15 assets potentially in this fund, about 60% of that being ground up development, the other 40 being acquisitions. So do you wait to bring in investor money before you start looking for those sites?
It's like completely the opposite. In our world, the entitlement and the zoning process, but given the difficulty in the markets we're operating in, will often take 2.5 years, right? And so with that, we have to always be finding those opportunities and pushing them through site plan approval, building permit, things of that nature, trying to get it through that entitlement process. So for us, we are always have a pipeline that is kind of 3 times the size, if you will, of the current offering, because those come on through and they gestate at different durations. So right now, Leitbox 3 has got everything identified. If we had all the capital raised, we put ourselves in a position where we would close those over the next 6 months or so. We'll manage that process as it relates to entitlement and zoning. Acquisition, Slyer, the only thing that we can't manage those durations as quickly because those are typically shorter term closes. But as you can see, if we want to close something, we're going to use New York Life or Protective Life Capital, bridge any opportunity we need by virtue of those capital partners, and put ourselves in a position where we're not walking away from an opportunity that we found.